After the love games have been played, all our illusions were just a parade, and all the reasons start to fade.
Bonny Alves, a major contributor in the Guyanese music industry, involved in audio and video productions as a singer, musician, scriptwriter, producer, movie maker, and director. 2020 marks 50 years since this entertainment guru has been composing music in and out of Guyana.
I am grateful to God that God has kept me for 50 years in a playing field that is not level, very bumpy with a lot of potholes. You know, you can twist your ankle artistically. You can come out the business because of the play field not being level.
Bonny came from a God-fearing and musically oriented family. Even with that being so, Bonny's talent wasn't discovered in his home, but rather at school.
When I was in what we used to call Prep B or Big ABC or whatever, there was a teacher by the name of Miss Van Razam who heard me singing, and then she came to say, "You can sing. We have to have you sing at our school concerts and stuff." It started from there.
Nevertheless, he's honored to be carrying on such notable legacy. Over the years, he performed with many groups which helped to develop his craft. But as time went by, he opted to become a music producer.
I started realizing that there was a need for producers. And I started producing much more than singing, to the point where at one time I wasn't singing at all, I was hardly singing. And there were a few people, which included Charmian, who said to me, "Bonny, I think you should still sing because I think you still have a contribution to make vocally." And that is when I did an album, I did a cover album. And that album, it did pretty well. Some people who didn't know that I used to be a singer were very surprised, and some people said, "I used to tell y'all," and stuff.
In 2005, Mr. Alves was honored by the Guyana Culture Association of New York, Inc. in recognition of his outstanding contribution to Guyanese culture and heritage. Additionally, he has quite a few awards, over 20 national titles, and 16 plus movies to his name, along with producing more than 300 songs for artists and competitions.
I know that there's coming a day when God will say, "Bonny, I did allow you to be a writer. I did allow you to sit in a good place, in a good seat. What did you do with it?" So if you check most of my songs and most of my movies, it's always good overcoming evil. I always write to uplift people and to encourage them. I don't pull people down. And because I know that it's a very responsible place to be, and I know that I will have to give account someday for that.
Who are you? And how did you get in here?
I am Cassandra. Who are you? And how did you get in here?
This can't be happening to me again.
It is God eternal who decides who will live, who will die, who will be rich, who will be poor, who will get sick, who will get well. As a writer, God gives you that same privilege too when you write. You are the one in your world that you create, you decide who will die, who will live, who will become rich, who will become poor, good will overcome evil, what have you. And so I enjoy being in that place. I think it's a privileged place. I enjoy that a lot.
The long-standing accompanist was considered a pioneer in the rebirth of the local music industry in a period that has been described as Guyana's most productive, meaning
for about 23 years, no music was recorded and produced in Guyana. And God used me to be the person to start that back in Guyana. And there are so many things that has made me very happy. I'm happy to see that as a result of that initial step that I took, there are so many studios out today, so many people are producing. Guyana is now producing more than it ever did in its history. And it all started by just one leap, one step of faith.
Years ago, he founded his own production company and band called SSignal Productions that aims to promote Guyanese and their music within the industry.
I used to work with Yoruba singers, and that time it used to be called Yoruba House. That is where I used to produce work. And then after a while, I decided that I'm going to go on my own. And that is where SSignal Production came in.
Cheers to another 50 years and beyond. Your remarkable works will be known amongst generations to come.
Let's waste no more time. Come on and make up your mind.